Remember that time before Sister Location came out? It seemed like every Five Nights at Freddy's related YouTube channel was trying to either capitalize on the hype or make the most insane predictions.
If you look in the nose of Baby, you see a very similar character. And it looks like Springtrap.
Of course, this is no different for the pals. I talked about them in my last video, but the massively popular Freddy Fazbear Origins series had just ended on their 5th season, with a massive tease towards the next being all about Sister Location. With the success of this series, it seemed to be a no-brainer to continue to make videos just like these. And yeah, they sure did, but this one's a little different. For some reason, like I've mentioned before, the series is completely disconnected from the previous roleplay, and takes itself a lot more seriously. With the hype for the newest installment in the Five Nights at Freddy's series growing at the time, maybe they just wanted to try something new and make predictions for what the game was going to be about. Spoiler alert, but they did get a lot of things wrong. For a little context, the first episode was released on June 18th of 2016, which would have been just a couple of weeks after the official Sister Location trailer and a day after this ender teaser. The only thing the fanbase really knew at the time was most of the animatronics' names, their designs, and anything really from the trailer. So let's delve right into the Pals Sister Location Minecraft Roleplay series and see what it's all about. In the series premiere, we're again introduced to the 4 members just like the previous series. Dennis, Coral, Alex, and Sub. But like I said, they're not the same characters. Instead of being kids visiting their local Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, this time they're all bunker raiders, specifically looking for a big find. After making their way to the 2nd floor of a random abandoned house, Coral suddenly spots a hole in the ground from far away. All getting indications of a bunker nearby on their scanners, the group discovers the large hole was actually holding a giant bunker door. Going inside, the bunker seems to be fairly old and was said to be made during the Cold War era, lined with metal walls and filled to the brim with cobwebs and storage boxes. Hidden behind some of these boxes is a room containing the animatronic bodies of Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, but the group seems to have no clue who these characters are or belong to. Entering the adjacent room, another door leads them to discover a hidden elevator, but when they all jump in, they notice the door is jammed.
Let's try to open the door. Let's try to open the door.
Can you get some strength? Come on.
It won't open. It's jammed.
What? No. Okay.
It's not going to help.
It's rumbling.
Oh no.
Oh crap.
Waking up soon after, the door now reveals a new location. You could say a sister location. This place is huge, filled with rooms like a medical bay, a stage, and a backstage dressing room, and also notably has power. The only thing on their minds, however, is how much money they could turn for a profit by just renting the place out. And also the blood everywhere, but just a minor problem. When Coral starts to have second thoughts, they start to hear someone whispering.
Might as well just keep exploring. What? What was that?
Also, not noticing the figure, they quickly pass by. Returning to the elevator, they meet back with Alex and Sub, who are just busy collecting small bits and pieces of the elevator instead of trying to actually repair it. Unfortunately, it seems the elevator is going to be stuck for a good while, and they'll have to either find more supplies to repair it, or just find another way out. So they decide to split up in teams of 2, with Dennis and Alex checking out the backstage again, and Coral and Sub looking farther in. While Dennis and Alex both address the absurdity of an underground Cold War era restaurant only accessible through an elevator, also featuring different bedrooms and even a kid's playroom, they run into that same animatronic in the kitchen. The next episode jumps straight into Cold War flashbacks. That's right, we're suddenly thrusted into 1964. With an ongoing war directly above them, it seems a small community of people have been selected to live a few years of their lives in this same bunker, mentioned to be a sister location to the already established Freddy Fazbear's. Now, we're met with the perspective of a small child named Charlie, who's sitting around a table here with his family. We meet Jared, Charlie's brother, their dad, and a young girl named Baby. Wonder what's gonna happen to her. It's said that Charlie and Jared are both middle schoolers, and Baby is still a very young kid, only in preschool and unable to talk. His father explains that this place is meant to be a temporary living space for the time being, able to still learn, regularly eat food, have fun, sleep, etc. One of the advanced ballerina animatronics down here, introduced as Ballora, visits their table and takes their order, with Baby taking a special interest in her. This leads Ballora to lure Baby to the kitchen, where she tells her that she wants to meet up later at the dance studio. However, when Jared returns to their table, he warns them of something strange he overheard while close to the Overseer, the character who introduced everyone to Ballora at the start of the episode.
He was talking about how now that we're all a community connected, how there's a little bit of everyone and everyone now, and I didn't really know what he meant, but he was, I don't know, I was getting really creeped out, Dad, so make sure that I just don't have to deal with him, please.
Soon after, the kids are let go to explore the underground bunker, getting a glimpse at the dance studio that Ballora mentioned, and getting access to their rooms, before quickly going to bed. This gives Baby her chance to sneak out and meet with Ballora. After that whole flashback episode, we meet back with Dennis and Alex after being attacked by that animatronic character. Okay, fine, it's Circus Baby. I'll call her Circus Baby. For some reason, they both awake on the main stage, freaking out, with Dennis mysteriously holding something. In a nearby room, they discover Sub, who's lying on the floor covered in blood. And yeah, he's dead. Like, fully dead. Looking for Coral, he's not too far away. Lying on a bed in the medical bay, he's been seemingly put inside a trap.
I've been captured. I'm strapped to this bed. There's a medical drip. They said they're gonna turn me into one of them. They said it's some kind of test. I don't know, and you can't disconnect it.
Okay,
If you disconnect it, the whole room fills with toxins and we all die. You need to stop the machine to my right.
However, Alex has second thoughts about saving him, but Dennis jumps in the nick of time with the strange device he woke up with and actually saves him. Well, just for the time being. Leaving the room, they all notice that Sub's body is gone, and Circus Baby is not far behind. The group tries to run into many different rooms, while Baby continues to search for them. That's when Coral decides to make a mad dash to one of the living rooms, the same one from the flashbacks, discovering both a lot of blood and, more importantly, a weapon they can actually use. The three members try to leave, but Baby is blocking the exit, with Coral randomly feeling the effects of whatever the animatronics had injected him with. They again make another dash to an adjacent room, with Baby following close behind. When they find themselves cornered in another bedroom, Alex decides to finally use his gun, with his friends, for some reason, having very little faith that he'd survive this encounter.
It's okay, Alex.
Oh no.
Goodbye, Alex. Good luck.
But just before we see what happens next, we're met with another flashback to 1964. While the Overseer sits alone in his room, he's told that one of the animatronics had just murdered a resident here. However, he's adamant on continuing the project and has no plans to deactivate any of the animatronics.
I'm not gonna let one incident sabotage this whole operation. I'll deal with this.
Wait, did I say animatronics? That's right, because he quickly introduces us to Funtime Freddy, who seems to be a hit with the kids here. Charlie, Jared, and Baby all recollecting about his awesome performance, involving balloons ejecting from his stomach hatch. However, the two brothers still can't get over what the Overseer said about the accident regarding a patron, but are quickly calmed down by their father. That's when Charlie heads to the bathroom, but begins to hear a voice coming from one of the stalls.
What a day.
Couldn't have done anything to save him.
What the...
I couldn't have done anything. You gotta
hello?
keep going strong, Alfred. You couldn't have done anything, man.
Hello, is everything okay in there?
Oh, no, I'm okay, kid. I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I could have done something, kid. I could have done something. I could have saved him,
What is he
kid.
talking about?
I am so sorry.
He meets up with Jared and tells him about what he heard. While their dad doesn't give them the time of day, even dropping a little info about their mom, they decide to start doing a little investigating regarding the animatronics, starting with Funtime Freddy. When he leaves the stage, the boys sneakily follow him around, eventually meeting him in the dance studio, just staring blankly into the mirror.
Is he supposed to come to the dance studio? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Not long after, the Overseer appears and the brothers quickly leave. Not knowing what to do next, they play hide and seek to pass the time. With Jared seeking, Charlie decides to hide in the medical bay, but is met with Funtime Freddy, who almost seems to attack him. Returning back to their room, Charlie tells Jared about the incident and that he also noticed that no one was actually staying in the medical bay, something that the Overseer specifically told everyone.
I'm sure you've all heard of the rumors being spread around. Despite what you may have been told, I can assure you the resident is fine and being treated in the medical bay.
We then cut to Baby's perspective, who's seen in the children's play area. When Ballora approaches her, she reminds her of something she told her about previously, like a plan of some kind, before her dad interrupts this and takes her back to their room. However, when they return, Baby grabs a knife and seemingly attempts to try and take her father's life. With the flashback over, we're met with Dennis, Coral, and Alex once again. Alex, holding a gun, the one they found previously, attempts to shoot Baby, but he misses. But the good news is that it scares her away for now, and they decide to investigate further in the room they're currently in. After a little searching, Dennis finds a note advising them to leave as soon as possible and not fall for any of the animatronics' twisted fantasies. This note is written by Charlie and Jared's father, who'd written this as a last goodbye to both them and someone named Wendy. Suddenly, they're interrupted with loud footsteps slowly approaching their door. It's Funtime Foxy, who's trying to break in. With Coral holding the door down, Dennis is able to find a secret passage to a nearby room and actively searches for something to help his friends. This is when he finds a big red button that leads Foxy back to the stage, straight to Dennis. He's able to barricade himself in another room, but he's trapped. Until Coral, with his giant sledgehammer, bashes Foxy with it a few times, which sends them away. However, Coral is badly injured from this attack, and his unknown sickness is progressively getting worse, with Dennis essentially dragging him to the medical bay. Alex meets him there, and they attempt to find supplies to effectively treat Coral's wounds properly. But when they leave their friend alone for like 5 seconds, he's gone. But it's okay, he's just alone standing in front of the mirror in the dance studio, repeating the same phrase.
Wait, what? Where?
A part of me.
He's in here.
You
Coral!
What are you doing?
Coral, are you
Part
okay?
of me
You gotta get out of this dance studio.
is
It's not safe here.
you.
Coral!
Whatever, probably nothing. Anyway, Dennis and Alex finally decide they can't stay here any longer, and that the best idea they have right now is to physically climb the elevator shaft back up. Honestly, looking at it, they should have done this a while ago, but whatever. Alex, being the last one to get on, is suddenly grabbed and taken away by Funtime Foxy. Dennis, deciding to not leave anyone behind, returns back down to try and find Alex, for some reason also bringing Coral in his terrible state down with him. That's when, boom, another flashback. Before Baby was able to kill their father, Charlie stepped in at the last moment and saved his dad's life. Not too long after, their father meets with the Overseer to try and clear things about the animatronics planting strange ideas in his daughter's head. But he's suddenly seized and taken away in an effort to cover up what's really going on down here. With their dad taking so long to return, the brothers start to get really worried. To relieve their stress, they all decide to chill in the dance studio, but are soon met with the arrival of a strange old man. This guy rambles to the kids that one of his friends down here in the bunker, who was notably feeling ill, was seen inside a body bag with his hand hanging out. He then wants them to leave here before it's too late.
Okay,
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry,
Jared.
but we can't leave with you.
Okay, yeah, sir.
No, you gotta come with me. You gotta come with me, please.
We don't even know
Sir, yeah,
you.
I don't know who you are. Okay, you know, we need our dad, okay? Please, just, I'm gonna go tell my dad this, okay?
Rightfully freaked out, the kids all rush to the Overseer's office to try and talk to their dad. However, the door is locked shut. Inside, the Overseer decides to basically lore dump a few details about their situation.
You've crossed the line, sir. With all due respect, if you do not shut down these animatronics, I will.
You don't understand. This has been my project for 15 years. This technology is revolutionary. This is only the start. Think about soldiers. We could win the war.
They are highly experimental and unstable. It was a bad idea to have them in the bunker in the first place.
We need test subjects. I'm not shutting them down.
Charlie, Jared, and Baby then hear a gunshot through the other side of the door. Now, for sure knowing something's up, all three kids barricade themselves in their room. This gives them enough time to talk about their mom, who's said to have died a long time ago. After this, they all decide to get some sleep, and we get a final image of the Overseer and Funtime Foxy attempting to break their door down. Flashback over, and we're back to Dennis and Coral. Funtime Freddy is not too far away, and Coral's condition is getting worse by the second. Last time we saw Alex, he was surrounded by both Ballora and Funtime Foxy in the dance studio, but Dennis is still on the lookout for him. With the idea planted in Dennis's mind about Coral strangely tasting metal, he believes that his friend might be slowly turning into one of the animatronics. To prove his theory, he sends Coral out to interact with Freddy.
Well, I think it's working. Oh, no, he knows me. He knows you. Oh no.
After locking himself in yet another room, he's jump scared by Ballora. Waking up in the medical bay, Dennis sees that Coral is there with him, and he can barely get up. That's when Alex appears, or Funtime Alex? He explains that the Overseer took his consciousness and gave it a brand new body to inhabit, saying that the same will happen to both him and Coral very soon. When Dennis asks about Sub, Alex says that they couldn't fully attach him to an animatronic body and instead provided him with this. Trying to bribe Sub, or Subbot as he's called, to let them escape, he very slowly leads them to a secret room they'd never been in before, the security office. Inside a chest, Coral discovers the memory drives for both Alex and Sub, holding their consciousnesses. Before leaving the office, Coral quickly turns the elevator's power back on and makes a mad dash towards the exit. Unfortunately, Alex is blocking the door, but doesn't notice them. Subbot informs them that he can actually distract Alex, but his battery soon after just dies.
Wait,
Sub's going for. Oh,
Sub,
he just
Sub,
stopped
why did you
moving, though.
stop?
Oh,
Sub,
that's
did
not
he run
good.
out of battery?
Oh, he must
no.
have.
In an attempt to retrieve a battery for Sub, they continue to explore the facility, eventually finding a secret door. However, Coral's sickness is about to literally completely overtake him. So in an attempt to save him, Dennis pulls out his phone, that I guess he had the whole time, and puts it inside this machine. The outcome of this is Coral's consciousness being transferred to Dennis's phone, where he feels totally okay and fine. Now, without an extra sick person he has to keep lugging around, Dennis is able to find some spare batteries that he then gives to Sub. With him powered back up, Subbot is able to lead Alex away from the elevator's main entrance. Finally, Dennis and Coral, who's still stuck in his phone, are able to escape the underground bunker. While Dennis and Coral are fine for now, Charlie and Jared are still in a bit of a pickle. Last time we left off, Funtime Foxy was attempting to break into their room. Well, it sure seems that they were successful. With Foxy inside their room, the kids only managed to barely escape before locking their door shut. Outside of their rooms, it's a bloody massacre. All the animatronics were able to easily overtake the crowd, and it truly seems they're the only ones actually alive here. Besides this guy.
Sir?
Please.
I think he's dead.
Oh, never mind. With their only escape realistically being through the elevator, Charlie and Jared decide to try and gain access to the elevator's control system so they can finally leave. However, they failed to notice that Baby was subdued and captured by Ballora in the facility's medical bay. Trying to find Baby fast, the brothers check every room they can, but eventually find their father stuck in the security office. We saw before that this is literally when he wrote his letter. But before their father can open the elevator shaft, they're met with Baby. However, she looks a little different from when they last saw her.
Jared?
You look different, baby.
What's happening, baby?
What did they do to you?
She's also acting a little differently because she started to attack them. In an attempt to run away, the brothers split up, with Charlie trying to find where Jared actually ended up. Well, it seems he ended up in the dance studio. With Jared's dying wish being for Charlie to just leave this place, he decides to, well, take a visit to the overseer's office.
How can you live with yourself? I was supposed to protect these people. I devoted my life to this work. And look where it got everyone now. My family is gone. My sister is one of them. Wait, one of them? Oh my god, it worked. What are you talking about? Let's just say, there's gonna be a little bit of me in everybody.
With nothing else here for him, Charlie finally leaves through the elevator shaft, saying his final goodbye to his sister. Almost paralleling one another, both characters end up escaping the underground bunker, ending the series. Unlike their other series, being Freddy Fazbear Origins, this one can get a lot more confusing due to every other episode being contained inside a flashback. So, to give a brief rundown of basically what you just heard, lore included, in 1964, amidst the Cold War, the Overseer, and I'd assume a corporation like Fazbear Entertainment, were running experiments from small communities inside underground bunkers. These bunkers contained highly advanced animatronics, able to dispense balloons, serve food, being pizza I guess, and interact with all of the residents. However, due to the widespread turmoil as a result of the war, or maybe a guy who is purple, these animatronics were left in an unfinished and murderous state, who are also obsessed with making others like them. But the Overseer's plans of continuing to make these animatronics into perfect soldiers, nurses, etc. is what led to the place becoming a slaughterhouse. This eventually results in every guest here either dying or turning into an animatronic, with the sole survivor being Charlie. Cutting straight to 2016, a group of bunker hunters go back to this facility and are trapped for a good while. That's until the same animatronics start to hunt them down, eventually turning Alex and Sub into robots like them. This is something to do with a virus that was first put into Coral. This virus, while it's not explained very well, seems to influence people to grow out of their physical bodies and into robotic ones. Definitely somewhat influenced by the Overseer. Putting Coral's consciousness into Dennis's phone, Sub is able to distract Alex long enough for Dennis to eventually escape the bunker the same way Charlie did around 50 years ago. Overall, I actually really like this one. Maybe a little more than the Freddy Fazbear Origins series, I don't really know. I think taking itself more seriously, well, kinda.
Wait, Sub. Sub,
Yes,
you're a robot. You don't have to. Ew, Sub. Oh.
And being shorter in length helps solidify these ideas and not drag on for too long. Their other series definitely did drag on for too long. It seems like they really did make this just for fun before Sister Location actually came out, and still with a lot of effort and care. Too bad their next series was just a Who's Your Daddy FNAF Minecraft spinoff, where they kinda just do whatever for around 30 minutes.
Okay.
Freddy's not okay with this.